J.M. Keynes has divided factors influencing consumption function into two. They are subjective factors and objective factors. So for the individuals, some of the individuals, they refrain from spending. That is, when there is an increase in income, they have to spend on consumption expenditure. That is the psychological law J.M. Keynes has said. But this consumption expenditure is affected, influenced due to some of the factors. They are divided into two, subjective factors and objective factors. So for individuals, Keynes explains 8 types of motives. They have some motive not to spend money on consumption expenditure. Only when they spend on consumption expenditure, then this psychological law comes to operation, isn't it? That's what we studied. That is, when there is an increase in income, consumption has to increase. But there are some factors that affect consumption expenditure. That's what Keynes says. Okay, now we will see the subjective factors. That is for individuals. There are some 8 motives, he says. So they are nothing but motive of precaution, motive of foresight, motive of calculation, motive of improvement, motive of financial independence, motive of enterprise, motive of pride, and motive of avarice. That is, what is this precaution? That is, people like to keep some reserve with them in order to meet some unforeseen contingencies. For example, if you fall sick, what happen in future? You have to spend some amount on that. So for meeting out these expenditure, some reserve is being kept by the people without spending for consumption at present. That is called a motive of precaution, for precaution motive. That is, in order to meet out any expenditure which is not seen, it is unforeseen. So that is called motive of precaution. So what happened? Present consumption expenditure is affected. Then motive of foresight. That may be, that is in the old age. Example, we can say that in the old age people may not be able to go for work. So they have to keep some money with them in order to buy for their immediate needs. So in the future they need some money. So that is kept now at present as a reserve. That is called motive of foresight. And the motive of calculation. And people have the tendency to calculate, to enjoy interest and appreciation in the future. So they keep some money with them without spending. These are the factors affecting consumption expenditure. And the motive of improvement, to enjoy some level of standard of living. So they want to enjoy in future some standard of living. So what happened? They cut short their consumption expenditure and the increased income is being kept with them without being spent in the economy. Only when some money is spent in the economy, that becomes income to the other people. That we will study later. Okay, that's what J.M. Keynes said. So that is what he says, avarice. That is, people have naturally some attitude, that is miserly attitude. They don't spend more money on their consumption expenditure. So financial independence, naturally human beings are afraid of future. So they want to be independent. They don't want to go for any debt making in the bank or anywhere else. So what happened? Some amount is kept with them without being spent for immediate consumption. And the enterprise, we can say this forward trading. Okay, this happens in the stock market. That is, there are some stock brokers. They buy the shares of number of shares. If they know that their firm is going to purchase numerous shares in future, so they will buy now at present and keep it with them. But actually this is unethical. This is not right, isn't it? Okay, knowing that the firm is going to purchase a particular share, they purchase well in advance and keep it with them and sell for a higher price. So what happened? That amount is being used for these purposes without spending for consumption. That's why we call it determinants of consumption. Okay, J.M. Keynes says, due to these reasons, consumption expenditure is affected. So then what is this pride? Pride, that is, you may be knowing that some grandfathers want to give their land or some property as a gift to their grandchild. They want to keep some pride for their family. So what happened? They don't spend for consumption expenditure. Do you understand all the 8 motives? For precaution, foresight, calculation, improvement, financial independence, enterprise, pride and avarice. This is for the individuals. So some of the government institutions, firms and business people, they like to save some money or they don't consume. So what happened? Consumption expenditure is affected. And for that main motives, 4 motives J.M. Keynes explains. That is their motive of enterprise, motive of liquidity, motive of improvement and motive of financial prudence. So what is this motive of enterprise? That is, in order to make some capital investment, okay, they want to obtain some resources. That is, some firm is there, the firm has to obtain some of the resources with them. Okay, so in order to make a capital investment in the future without going for any debt. Okay, so what happened? In order to improve their enterprise, so consumption expenditure is affected. Okay, this is obtaining resources. So liquidity in the form of liquid money, in order to meet out some of the difficulties if they arise in the future. Okay, so in the liquid form also the firms want to save some money. Okay, so that they can meet out any emergencies or any difficulties. So this is for improvement, that is in order to successfully manage, okay, in order to raise the income of the wage earners and to maintain successfully. Okay, that is called improvement. Due to this motive of improvement, consumption is being affected. And then financial prudence, that is in order to meet out depreciation and obsolescence. That is nothing but some of the machineries, they get outdated, isn't it? At that time some expenditure has to be made by the firm. So these are all the subjective factors. That's what Keynes says. This is for individuals and this is for firms and institutions. So what happened? In the short run, they do not change. These subjective factors do not change in the short run. Okay, now we will see the objective factors that they may change in the long run. Okay, now we will see objective factors. The subjective factors are internal factors which are based on the psychological feeling of the people. So in the short run, they are stable, they cannot be changed. Okay, so in the long run, the objective factors can be changed. It is because these objective factors, they are real and they are measurable. So some of the factors that affecting consumption function. Okay, we have seen subjective factors. These are all objective factors. That is, first one is income distribution, price level, wage level, interest rate, fiscal policy, consumer credit, demographic factors, Duesenberry hypothesis, windfall gains and loss. How many are given? 9 points are given here. Okay, so now we will see what is this income distribution. If there is more disparity among the people, that is, if there are many poor and few rich, what happen? The consumption expenditure is affected. That is because the rich people have low propensity to consume and high propensity to save. So this disparity, if there is no disparity and if there is equal distribution of income, consumption expenditure is more. Listen, if there is no disparities or not less disparities and there is equal distribution of income among the people, the consumption expenditure is more. That is what being explained by V.K. or V. Rao also. And second one is price level. There is a close relationship between price level and consumption expenditure. That is, when the price of the goods fall, what happened to real income? The real income increases. When real income increases, people can spend more on consumption goods and their propensity to save also increases. Okay, when the real income increases, their propensity to save also increases. So third one is wage level. There is a positive relationship between consumption expenditure and the wage level. If the wages of the people increases, that means what? Their income increases. So consumption expenditure also increases. That is positive relationship between wage level and consumption expenditure. And then interest rate. Interest rate plays a major role in consumption expenditure. That is, if more rates of interest are given, people tend to save more in order to get more profit. So what happens if the interest rate is higher? People save more, so there is less consumption. Consumption expenditure is reduced. Through interest rate, the people can get more money out of it. Oh, so they like to save more money, and consumption expenditure is reduced. And then fiscal policy. If the tax amounts are reduced, what happened to the disposable income in the hands of the people are higher. Tax rate is lower, so disposable income in the hands of the people are higher. If they are able to spend more, what will happen? The consumption expenditure naturally increases. Then consumer credit. If there are more availability possible in the bank, consumers can get credit. So what happen? They buy bikes, consumer durable goods. So what happens? Consumption expenditure pushes higher, pushes the consumption expenditure. Okay, people buy for a credit. They can pay through EMI, and all of you know about it, I think so. And next one, demographic factors. That is, demographic factors that are nothing but depending upon the family size, also consumption expenditure varies. Larger the family size, more consumption expenditure is made. Not only the size of the family, but also in one family, if the children are primary education going students, and the expenditure in that houses are very lesser than the houses where children are studying in the college level. So depending upon the stages of the population also, consumption expenditure will vary. So, and urban population and rural population, people living in urban area spend more. Their consumption expenditure is higher than the people living in rural areas. Then next one is Duesenberry hypothesis. Duesenberry, he explains two types of factors. That is called Duesenberry hypothesis that affects consumption expenditure. He says that people spend not only from their current income but also from past income. So people always spend for consumption expenditure not only from their current income but also from their past income. And standard of living. So standard of living means the people are accustomed to some standard of living. So in order to maintain that particular standard of living, even if their income decreases, they spend more in order to maintain that particular standard of living. That is one effect explained by Duesenberry. What is the next effect? That is a demonstration effect. Rich people have some consumption pattern. What happen? Poor people, they want to imitate the rich people. So what happen? They buy the commodities that are bought by the rich people. So their consumption expenditure is affected. Though their income is not that much enough to maintain the standard of living, poor people like to imitate the rich people. That is the demonstration effect. These two effects are explained by Duesenberry. So we call it Duesenberry hypothesis. And then windfall gains and loss. So if there are unexpected changes in the stock market, okay, unexpected gain occurs, what happen? More money in the hands of the people. So consumption expenditure will increase. So consumption function itself, the consumption line itself will move upward. That's all. Thank you, students.